All right, let's start in child's pose. Bring your knees together or apart. And just relax onto the mat. Taking some deep breaths. Feel your rib cage expand to the sides. And let's walk the hands back and swing the legs around to the front. So we're gonna warm up the legs to prepare for some single-legged balancing postures. So let's start with an active forward fold. So contract your quads. See if you're see if you can even get your heels to lift up off of the mat a little bit. And then you can straighten the spine and reach your arms forward towards your feet. Maybe you can grab the outsides of your feet. So try to just keep your legs nice and engaged here. If you're able to hold on to your feet, you can use your arm strength to try to pull your chest forward. And release. Let's place hands on the mat behind you, fingers pointing forward. You could lean back a little bit, so hands are a little back behind your hips. And then let's lift the hips. So the soles of your feet are coming to the floor. Reach your tailbone forward, squeeze your glutes. And hips down. Let's one more time, sitting up straight. Contract your quads, flex your toes back towards you. And then reach forward towards your feet. Maybe you can grab your feet. See how long you can make your spine. And release. One more time, let's plant the palms behind you, leaning back a little bit. And then lift your hips. Reverse plank. Squeeze your glutes, reach your tailbone forward. And hips down. Let's come into a straddle, so legs wide. And again here, let's contract the quads. Flex your toes back. And just holding this here. Maybe you can start to come forward, but try to keep your legs engaged. And release. Let's bring the legs back to center. Lean back a little bit, bend your knees up. Let's do some windshield wipers. All right, from here coming into, you kind of scoot to the top of your mat and come into a squat. Heels apart, let your hips sink down in between your legs. Press your knees open with your elbows, palms together. long spine here. As you breathe, letting your hips sink down, let your tailbone relax to the mat. Relax down towards the floor. Nice deep inhales. As you exhale, imagine your tailbone releasing. And let's come into dangle. So straighten the legs, bring the feet hip width apart, parallel feet, bend your knees and let your upper body hang. You can grab your elbows if you'd like. Maybe try feeling out where your weight is in your feet, just swaying a little bit, side to side, back and forth. And then try to place your weight evenly all over the bottoms of your feet. So we're going to keep the feet where they are and come into chair pose with the arms parallel to the floor. So stomach in, sit your hips down and arms come up, shoulders down and back, reach your fingers forward. Body weight comes all the way back in your heels, all the way to the point where you might fall down backward. And come to stand, arms by your sides, palms facing forward. Bring your feet together, toes touching, a little gap between your heels. We'll come into the other version of chair now, so sit down, arms up. Try to contract your tricep muscles so your arms are straight. Reach through the pinky side of your hands. Body weight back in your heels. And then palms together. Let's twist to the left. And now shift your weight to your left foot. Let's step the right foot back into lunge with a twist. From here, we'll come into simple twist. So plant your right palm and lift your left arm. From here, we're going to fly the upper body forward, arms back. And then we're going to stand up into warrior three. So come up to balance on the left leg, right leg straight back behind you, arms flying back. Keep your abdomen pulled in. And then step back into our lunge, upper body and arms still in the flying position. Come up into warrior two. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other, strong legs here, sitting deep into that left leg. And let's come down to our low lunge and step the right foot forward and sit down into our squat again. All right, from here back into dangle. Feet hip width apart, parallel feet. Bend the knees, upper body hangs down. If you'd like, you can interlace your fingers behind your back for this shoulder stretch here, letting your fist come back over your head towards the floor. Release your hands. Let's sit into our first chair pose. So hips down, arms parallel to the floor. Contract your tricep muscles, stretch your fingers forward, upper body back. Sit down even lower. And come to stand, palms forward, strong pose here, grounding into your feet. And then toes together, little gap between your heels. And sit down into our other chair pose, arms up, legs squeezing together. Stomach in, body weight in the heels. And then palms together, twist to the right. Step the left foot back into your lunge. Keep twisting. Now plant the left palm, right arm up. And then face front, upper body flies forward, arms fly back. And stand up into warrior threes. So straight legs, send your toes are stretching back behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades down, together and down your back. Pull your abdomen in. Playing tug of war with your body, so extending crown of your head forward and your toes back. And come back into our lunge. And into a warrior two. Sit nice and deep down into that front leg. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. And let's come down to our low lunge. And then step back into plank. And we'll take child's pose. Again, knees can be together or apart. All right, so now let's do that sequence again a little bit faster. So step to the top of your mat into or squat. And dangle, grab your elbows. And chair pose, arms parallel to the floor, knees hip width apart. Body weight back, upper body back. Come to stand. Toes together. Chair pose, arms up. Palms together, twist to the left. Weight in the left foot and step your right foot back. Plant the right palm, lift your left arm. Face forward, arms fly back. Come into warrior three. Back to lunge. Warrior two. Down to low lunge. And step forward into squat. Come into dangle. Interlace your fingers behind your back. This time, squeeze your shoulder blades and lift your fist to the ceiling. Release your arms, come to chair pose. And stand. Feet together. Sit down, arms up. Twist to the right. Step the left foot back. Plant your left palm, right arm up. Face forward, arms fly back. And come up into warrior three. Low lunge. And warrior two. Knees the glutes. Sit down. And come down into your low lunge. And step the right foot back. Plank. And child's pose. All the way forward onto your stomach. And we'll just do a quad stretch here. That was a lot of quad work. So reach back, grab your left foot, pull it in, press your left hip bone into the mat as you pull the heel towards your butt and lift that knee. Should feel a stretch in your quad. And release. Let's reach back, grab the right foot. Press your right hip bone into the floor. Pull the heel in as you lift your knee off the floor if possible. And release. Press back into child's pose. And then again, coming to the top of the mat into our squat. From here, see if you can just come straight up to standing. We're going to bring the feet in hip width distance apart, preparing for our standing balancing poses. We're going to start simple. Just shift your weight. You can bring your palms at the center of your chest, shift your weight to the left foot, and raise your knee up to hip level. Feel the weight all over that left foot. Thigh and glute contracted. Lifting through the back of the top of your head to lengthen your spine. Find one point to focus on for balance. From here, we're going to bring the sole of your foot to the inside of the calf for a tree pose. So squeeze your calf into your foot and your foot into your calf. And think about opening the hip out, trying to bring that knee farther out to the side. If you'd like, you can add arms, cactus arms, or just bringing arms up. And release. Let's do the other side. So shift your weight to your right foot. Lift your left knee. Find your good balance here. Your foot's relaxing out all over the floor. Thigh and quad and glutes engaged. Stomach in. Lift through the top of your head. Now bring the sole of your foot to the inside of your calf. Squeeze your calf into your foot and your foot into your calf, using those inner thigh muscles. Add the arms if you like. See if you can keep that balancing foot relaxed. And release. Keep your eyes focused one point. Just relax here. Focusing on your breath. Feeling your weight all over your feet. The next we'll add one more posture to those two. So let's lift palms together and lift the right knee. Find your nice solid balance here. And then let's bring your right foot to the inside of the left calf and the arms, tree pose. And then from here, we're going to come into a figure four. So your knee is going to stay rotated out to the side, but your ankle will come to your left knee as you sit. Let's bring palms back to the center of the chest. Nope. And then we're going to continue this leg motion all the way into eagle legs. So continue to slide that right knee all the way over the left. And maybe you can wrap your toes around the back of your left ankle, twisting your legs. And release. Other side. Shift the weight into your right foot, lift your left knee. Come into tree pose, squeezing calf into sole of your left foot and vice versa. Add the arms if you'd like. And then coming into figure four, left ankle to right knee and sit. Palms together. And then continuing into eagle pose, wrap and twist your legs. And release. All right, one more time for that sequence. Lift the right knee. Come into tree pose. Figure four. eagle. And stand. Palms together, lift the left knee. Tree pose. Figure four. And eagle. And stand. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into plank. And then knees down, swing the legs in front. Let's do boat pose here. So knees are bent up. Gonna get the spine nice and long, chest lifted, and then rock back till your feet are off the floor. You're using your abdominal strength and hip flexors to stay in this V position. Option to bring the arms out or up, and legs some of the way or all the way straight. Come into boat pose or low boat. Hovering just a few inches off the floor. And release. Next, bridge pose, bend your knees up. Hip width between your feet. And just barely touch your heels with your fingertips. Press into your feet, lift your hips. Reach the tailbone forward, squeeze your glutes. And release hips down to the floor, hug your knees in. And then let your knees drop to the left. Right arm out to the right. Twist your head to the right if that feels okay on your neck. Come back to center. Pull the knees in and drop knees over to the right. Left arm out to the left. Turn your head to the left if that's comfortable. Come back to center. Again, plant the feet hip width apart. We'll do one more stretch. So cross the right ankle onto the left knee. Bring your knees in and then drop over to the left. So the sole of your right foot is on the floor. And you should feel a deep stretch coming up the outside of your hip and glute. Find it helpful to hang on to my right foot to keep it from sliding. Release, come back to center. Plant the feet again, cross your left ankle onto the right knee. Bring the knees in and then drop over to the right. So now the sole of your left foot is on the floor. And again, aiming for that stretch coming up the outside of the left leg. Feel it in the glutes as well. And release, come back to center. Hug the knees in one more time. And bring your legs out long, arms by your sides. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. And get comfortable. Allow your whole body to just let go onto your mat. Try to keep your mind focused on the rise and fall of your abdomen. Your mind is wandering, come back to your mat. Back into your body. Watching your breath. Now start to deepen your breath. Move your fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs. If you'd like, bring your arms over your head for a full body stretch. And then either turn onto your side and push yourself up or roll on your spine back to seated.
Ah,